Wow, it is getting kind of crazy. I want to say thank you, Eagles. Thank you so much. Because Eagles, what you have done is you've taken the spotlight off of the Dallas Cowboys getting their ass handed to them by the Buffalo Bills. And which was bad. Hey, listen, that was a bad loss. But at least the team has not cratered from it. If anything, the team has rallied around each other, and they're trying to go ahead and do something better than what they did. Right now, oh my Lord, it is just ugly. You've been taking your defensive coordinator, and you done basically put him up in the booth, and you brought the next guy up. Now Nick Sirianni is being thought of that he's been exposed as the, I've heard today now, walk-around guy who takes credit for all of the good coaches. And unfortunately, losing Steichen, apparently seems like he was the guy who was the genius. Because as you look at it, going into the season, listening to my boy Philly 500, my son there, where he's talking about, Jalen Hurts, he's, the MVP, he's better than Dak Prescott. And he got the bag of money. Nobody talked about the bag of money. Well, over the course of the last 3 games, the last 3 losses, he's had 638 yards, 0 TDs, and 2 interceptions, and a fumble. That's not good quarterback play. And so I think we can stop with Jalen Hurts as the MVP stuff right now. Because what I said when they gave him the bag and the way they structured the contract was, what if he ends up being the one-hit wonder like Carson Wentz? Because you've got that money kicked so far down the road that it will hamper you for years if it doesn't work out. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case. But see, here's the thing that's kind of funny to me. Because, see, the Eagles have been known for the tush push. They've got the best center in football. He's a future Hall of Famer. Without a doubt, first ballot Hall of Fame center. He's great. And you probably, if you don't have that guy, it's not going to work as well. But see, here's the thing that subtly that they do, they've learned how to basically cheat, okay? Or stretch the rules. Now, as a center, you grab a hold of the ball, you try and get your grip point and get the laces and stuff on there. There's always a little bit of movement, right? There's always a little bit of movement in there while you're getting set up. But you saw how nonchalantly Kelsey literally took the ball and moved it 1.5 feet further. And he stretched out his body with it to try and make it look like he wasn't moving. And they caught it. Because people were like, wait a minute, false start on the center? What are they talking about? What did he do? He didn't move. No, he didn't move. He moved the football. So instead of it being, 4th or 3rd and a yard, it was 3rd and inches. Another one of these things that really just does not make any sense that the Eagles constantly get away with. And if they were to call these penalties, I know Eagle fans say stop crying about the penalties until they go against you. When they go against you or you don't get the call, you guys start crying about it. You do. But seeing Lane Johnson is every single time moving before the ball does and never gets called for it. And then you see him, of course, that like with Micah Parsons gets held almost every play and has had 2 calls, and it's been over 8 games since the last time one of those was called. So you see that the Eagles, when they do get their breaks, they're fine. When they don't get those breaks, it's a different game. When you don't get these pass interferences, or they pick up the flag after you've had hands to the face, or they don't call you cheating the ball up further. And I'm betting if you actually go back and look at this, I saw it when it happened. I looked and I was like, he moved the ball forward. He moved the ball forward. In the same way I'm looking at Lane Johnson, I'm like, he's jumped. You can see this stuff plain as day from where we are at home. And, well, fortunately, they saw that last night. And so now you're seeing all of a sudden, things ain't so good in Eagle Land. You know, you got now A.J. Brown. Oh, man. You know, earlier this year, this is funny because A.J. Brown said earlier this year that he really wasn't into the whole rivalry thing with the Cowboys and all that. And now he is flustered. You saw him actually on the sideline there. I'm surprised he didn't actually get thrown out. I guess the referees didn't see him actually. And I don't know, the other guy bumped him intentionally and stuff. And AJ took, you know, it was like, hey, man, you know, you still can't retaliate. But be that as it may. You've seen him a little bit more vocal all season on the sidelines. And basically, he's now saying, I'm sick of this shit. He said, you know, everything's good when I make a catch. When it's an incomplete, y'all say you're forcing the ball to me, or I'm in Jalen Hurts' head making him throw the ball to me. And it's like, you're blaming me, and I'm not the one. You got Jalen Hurts talking about people being committed. We don't know if he's talking about the coaches or the players or whatever. But all these things are now like infighting. So you don't know. Is there a problem between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts? You know, is A.J. Brown kind of ticked off because Jalen Hurts is playing not as good? Is it it's the expectations of those guys being up here, and now they're down in the toilet in a 3-game losing streak? See, this is what I always tell people. It's kind of like the song, when you got money, you got lots of friends. When you don't, they don't come around. It's easy to be a fair weather fan. And when things are good, you know, when you got money and they got plenty of liquor and everything else, everybody's there drinking. But when the money's gone and the liquor's gone, the stand-arounds are gone too. When you know who your real friends are or your real relationships is when you are at your worst. That's when you should be coming together to try and fix shit. But what I see right now is, you know, you had Big Play Slays talking about, you know, I played great. I played great. The rest of you all, and y'all sending me direct messages, I'm calling the Popo. You got the Spider-Mans all pointing at each other. And basically, it ain't me. And when you have that kind of problem, it's hard to recover from. The coach has been exposed that he don't really know what he's doing. The quarterback may have benefited from having a great play caller. And we can see from our own personal experience the difference between Mike McCarthy calling the plays versus Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore with Justin Herbert, how that's gone down the cliff. Coaching matters. Players' character matters. We'll see how the Eagles respond, but it gets uglier and uglier by the day. And when we heard that last week they had a players-only meeting, once you have a players-only meeting, that's when shit's real bad. All right, good people. I got some work to do over here. I got to check in on this roof leak, or there's a leak in here that I need to take care of or find out what's going on with it so I can get it fixed. But I'll be catching you guys later. Peace.